Just kidding, I actually remember this one. Please make some noise for Mr. Gerard Fabiano.
Gerard! Yeah, Gerard! Big man!
My name is Gerard Fabiano. Just don't try to find me on Facebook, because that would just be really weird. You hackers here. So before you start, I have a few rules I want to go over. Rule number 1, please no laughing whatsoever. Rule number 2, no telling anybody outside the Stress Factory how bad my jokes are. I see you guys are doing a good job with rule number 1. And of course, rule number 3, no finding an empty stomach. I like myself, I do. I love myself. It took me a while to realize that I actually do like myself. The one thing I don't like about myself is that I just draw conclusions about people right off the bat. I went to a Dunkin' Donuts. I walked into Dunkin' Donuts last weekend, and I saw a lady sitting there drinking her coffee with a broken leg. And I immediately assumed that she was homeless. Then I thought to myself, how could this lady be homeless if she could afford a cast to be put on her leg? Then I thought one step further and thought, how could a homeless person even break their leg? Because they just lie on the ground. Maybe they could break their wrist, shaking that cup all day. This is pretty absurd. I actually don't mind homeless people. You know, I don't like them, I don't dislike them, I don't mind them. I try to help them out every once in a while. I went to the city last night, I had a date, and I didn't finish my meal. So I figured, yeah, I'll take it a go. And I had a hamburger wrapped up, and I figured I'd just give it to the first homeless person that I see. I turned the corner. The thing is, you can't really tell in New York who's homeless and who's not homeless. So when I did turn the corner, I wasn't really too sure. I was like, maybe this guy's homeless. I didn't want to come up and just ask him. So I just figured I'd say something, a little more discreet. And I was like, hey man, what's the warmest page of the newspaper? He said page 4, so I gave it to him. I did my good deed for the year. I do good deeds all the time. I do. But shitty stuff still happens to me. It's like absurd, right? It's like my car got broken into for the 2nd time, and I just want to know what they forgot to think the first time. My girlfriend recently dumped me. She was a pretty girl. She was a Mormon from Utah. Her family was really strict. Her mom would never let me come in her mouth. So because of this, I got really lonely, really lonely, and I racked up a bunch of credit card bills. I mean, I could pay them off, but I kind of like when they give me a call, somebody calls me up, don't feel too lonely. But because of this, I actually have to go to the bank. I got a call from a bank, they're like, you have to open a new bank account. So I went to the bank, and they gave me a bunch of checks. And I was like, what am I going to do with checks? Like who uses a checkbook? No one takes check anymore. Last night on my date, I tried to pay a check. They're like, nah, we don't accept check. When I came here today, I was like, $5, you guys take check? They're like, no. So I did what any normal person would do, and I just brought my new girlfriend to the abortion clinic. I figured they would take check. The guy said, no, we don't take check. I finally did get my wish though, and I got the big child support check. So I'm doing that now. So that's pretty absurd, pay a check for child support. I am writing a lot of checks out, and my wrist is starting to hurt, and I'm kind of feeling like a homeless person after that. Check. All right, thank you.
One more time for Gerard, folks.